Welcome in Education Success. Today we will see digital evidence. Here we will see what is digital evidence, forms of digital evidence, location of electronic evidence, challenges of acquiring digital evidence, and who should collect digital evidence. First, we will see what is the digital evidence. Digital evidence is defined as information and data of value to an investigation that is stored on, received, or transmitted by an electronic device. There are various types of digital evidences can be classified into two types: visible data type and invisible data type. So digital evidences are of 8 types. They can be logs, video footage and images, archives, active data, metadata, residual data, volatile data and replicant data. First 4 types of digital evidence can be considered as a visible data type and later 4 are as a invisible data type. We will see one by one. First one is the log. Log belongs in a visible data type category, which can be anything from OS logs, database logs, email logs, software log, network log, door access records, phone log, IP log, server log, and device fingerprints. We will see one by one in detail. What do you mean by OS log? It includes OS log stored in a particular system directory, and it includes system access, security access, and the duration of user's login session when the device was shut down. Next log is database log. It includes what changes were made to a particular database. Next log is email log. Email log are often represented in a CSV file format. Email logs can reveal certain details about the sender and content, which includes their email address, time, date of the delivery, delivery status, CC, BCC, subject, content type, and error codes if applicable, while mostly stored in the email's header. Alongside email logs, any file attachment also count as one of the evidence type, so they should be closely examined right along with the server logs through which the email was sent. Next log is software logs. Software log contains details regarding what action was performed while the program was running, as well as indicate any errors or crash that can be used for debugging purposes. Next log is network log. Network log contains clues about what an individual was doing on the internet, including what website that person has visited, what messages were exchanged with another party, and what as the contents of messages was. It also look out for timestamp and IP addresses. Next log is door access record. It involves analyzing smart home or corporate security and finding out who accessed the premises and at what time. Door access records are good crime scene evidence examples. Next log is phone log. It includes photos taken, videos recorded, system logs, app logs, and call logs, duration of a call, inbound and outbound numbers, etc. It also includes geo indicator where the device has traveled and EXIF data the photos may store. Next log is IP log. It is also used to trace their real identity and physical location by cooperating with ISPs. Next log is server log. These kinds of logs are like digital journal that record the events taking place on a server. Next log is device fingerprints. There are many forensic categories of devices where the evidence can be found, and each device can generate a unique fingerprint that consists of its hardware space, the OS it's running. Therefore, even if a cyber criminal attempt to mask their IP when connecting to a server, the device fingerprint can be collected regardless. The next type of is video footage and image. Video footage and image can be classified as visible data type, just like the logs. It includes CCTV footage, videos recorded on a mobile device, digital camera footage, voice recording, etc. Next type is archives data type. Since archives are regular files accessible straight from the file explorer, they fall into the visible data type group. Various types of evidence can come in the form of an archive, where it can be zip file, RAR file, database files, backup file, software specific archives files, images, text files, documents, source code, videos, and even other archives. Next data type is active data. Temporary file on our hard drive while we are working on a document or on the system, referred as a active data. It is a visible data type. It means these are the files where we are working. The key things is to realize about active data is that cyber criminals are often smart enough to delete the original, but they sometimes forget to wipe the temporary files that get left behind by various software and operating systems. These can contain residual data and trace of digital evidence that can be extracted and analyzed later on. Fifth type of data is metadata. Metadata falls into invisible data type because it typically requires special software to be able to view it. For instance, a photo file on a hard drive or storage media can contain additional data regarding the file's creation, such as where the photos was taken, otherwise known as EXIF data. This data is attached to the file and reveals details such as where the photo was taken, the time and date of the photos was taken, what lens was used during the process, the camera's model and brand, color profile and space and more, and owner of the file. Next type is residual data. Residual data is deleted or overwritten data that may contain digital evidence if successfully recovered. Since it is not typically visible through a file browser, it is classified as an invisible data type. To understand the concept, you have to keep in mind that when someone deletes a file from a device, the data is still there. It just unlinked from the file structure itself. So it does not show up in a search or even viewing the content of a hard drive or storage device through a file browser. Next type is volatile data. Volatile data is kind of data that is not being written on the disk itself, hence belonging to the invisible data type category. Some viruses, for example, don't write themselves to the hard drive to leave minimal traces behind and avoid detection by antivirus software. Last data type is replicant data. On some occasions, various types of softwares or system processes will leave temporary backup files or directories behind to prevent the unfortunate scenario of losing data. Examples of replicant data include web cache and cookies, temporary directory, data blocks, and memory. Now, next point we have to see is location of electronic evidence. In digital electronics or forensics, the location of electronic evidence is typically in the user's document, email, internet history, and any downloaded illegal images. Here are some primary locations where evidence might be found. It may be in hard drive or solid state drive. We can say it is a SSD. Mobile devices, cloud storage, network devices, computer systems, removable media, Internet of Things, means IoT devices, email servers, web browsers, virtual environments, backup systems, and embedded systems. We will see in detail. In a hard drive and solid state drive, we can say these are the two types, internal drives and external drives. Internal drive is data stored on primary storage device within a computer, and external drive means USB drive, external SSD or SSD connected to the computer. Next is the mobile devices. Mobile devices contains smartphones and tablets and SIM cards. Smartphone and tablets including call log, messages, emails, photos, videos, and application data, where SIM card contain phone number, text messages, and network information. Next location is cloud storage. Cloud storage have cloud services. Here they stored on services like Google Drive, Dropbox, iCloud, and others. Access may require proper authorization or subpoenas. Network devices. Network devices contains routers and switches as well as network attached storage. Routers and storage can contain logs and metadata related to network traffic. Network attached storage, that is a NAS, it is a centralized storage device that can store data from multiple systems. Next location is computer systems. Computer system contains desktops and laptops as well as servers. Desktop and laptops comprehensive data including system files, user files, and system logs. Where server contains a wealth of data, especially in business environment, including database and application logs. Next location is removable media. It includes optical disc as well as memory card. Optical discs include CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray discs that may contain data or backups, where memory card is used in cameras, smartphones, and other devices for storing media and other data. Next location is IoT, that is Internet of Things devices. It includes smart home devices and wearables. Smart home devices, it means data from devices like smart speakers, cameras, thermostats, and smart appliances. Where wearable includes fitness trackers and smart watches that store health and location data. Now next is email server. It includes corporate and personal email servers. It can contain extensive communication record, attachment, and metadata. Next location is web browser. Local web storage include cookies, cache, browsing history, and saved passwords stored on a user's device. Next is virtual environment. It includes data and configuration from virtualized operating system and applications. It have a virtual storage, that data stored within a virtualized storage solutions. Next location is backup systems. Backup drives and tapes include historical data backups that might contain relevant information not present on primary storage. Next location is embedded system. Firmware and software that data stored in firmware and embedded system in various devices. These are the locations of electronic devices. We will see in a short all these locations is nothing but hard drive, solid state drive, mobile devices, cloud storage, network device, computer system, removable media, IoT devices, email server, web browser, virtual environment, backup system, and embedded system. These are all the locations of electronic devices. Now we will see which are the challenges of acquiring this digital evidence. There are 12 total challenges. First one is the volume of data. Second, data encryption and protection. Third one is data integrity. Fourth, rapid technological change. Fifth, data fragmentation. Sixth, legal and privacy issues. 7, device diversity. 8, file formats and corruption. 9, cloud computing. 10, anti-forensic techniques. 11, expertise and training. And 12, cross-border issues. These are the 12 challenges of acquiring digital evidence. We will see one by one. First one is the volume of data. As we know, the sheer amount of data generated and stored can be overwhelming. So, forensic investigators often have to sift through terabytes of information, which can be time consuming and resource intensive. Second challenge is data encryption and protection. Many digital devices use strong encryption to protect data. While encryption is a vital role for security, it can also hinder forensic investigations. But decrypting data without the proper keys or access can be difficult and sometimes infeasible. Next challenge is data integrity. Ensuring that the digital evidence remains unchanged and untampered which is a crucial. Investigators must use write blockers and maintain a chain of custody to preserve the integrity of the evidence. Next challenge is rapid technological changes. Technology evolves quickly and tools methods that were once effective can become obsolete. Forensic professionals need to stay updated with the latest technology trends and adapt their techniques accordingly. Next challenge is data fragmentation. Data can be scattered across various devices, cloud services, and storage mediums. Gathering and correlating all relevant pieces of evidence from disparate sources can be complex. Next challenge is legal and privacy issues. Digital forensic often involves navigating legal and privacy concerns, including obtaining proper warrants, respecting user privacy, and complying with data protection regulations. Next is device diversity. The variety of devices and operating systems, example smartphone, tablet, computers, can complicate the acquisition process. Different systems may require different tools and techniques for effective evidence collection. Next challenge is file formats and corruption. Digital evidence can come in various file formats and some of which may be proprietary or less commonly used. Additionally, files may be corrupted or incomplete, which may affect the analysis. Next challenge is cloud computing. With the rise of cloud services, evidence may be stored remotely, complicating access and jurisdiction issues. Investigators need to deal with multiple service providers and understand their data retention policies. Next challenge is anti forensic techniques. Preparators may use anti forensic methods to hinder investigations, such as deleting files, using secure deletion tools, or employing obfuscation techniques to hide their activities. Next challenge is expertise and training. Properly acquiring and analyzing digital evidence requires specialized knowledge and skills. Continuous training and certification are necessary to keep up with new development in the field. Next challenge is cross border issues. International cases may involve different legal jurisdictions and data protection laws, making cooperation and data transfer more complex. These are the challenges of acquiring digital evidence. Now we will see who should collect this digital evidence. Digital evidence should be collected by investigator or crime scene technician. According to the National Institute of Justice, the individual or team responsible for collecting digital evidence should be trained and experienced in digital forensic. Here are some key players who should involve. First one is digital forensic expert, second law enforcement officer, third IT security professional, fourth legal professionals, and fifth incident response teams. We will see in detail. First one is digital forensic expert. These professionals are specially trained to handle and analyze digital evidence. They follow strict protocols to ensure that evidence is collected, preserved, and analyzed in a way that maintains its integrity and admissibility in the court. Second one is law enforcement officers. In criminal investigation, law enforcement personnel who are trained in digital forensics may collect digital evidence. They often work with forensic experts to ensure proper handling of the evidence. Next is IT security professional. In corporate setting, IT security professionals may be involved in collecting digital evidence related to security incident or breaches. They need to follow procedures to ensure that evidence is collected in a way that it preserves its integrity. Fourth is legal professionals. In legal contexts such as civil litigation, attorney might coordinate with forensic experts to ensure that digital evidence is collected and handled according to the legal standards. Fifth one is incident response plan team. In case of cyber attacks or other security incidents, incident response team may be responsible for gathering digital evidence to understand the scope of the attack and mitigate the further damages. So, who can collect the digital evidence? Digital forensic expert, law enforcement officer, IT security professional, legal professional, and incident response teams can only collect the digital evidence. Thank you for seeing this video. Kindly share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.